Hey everyone and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana. Let's dive into the 667th stream. And we actually just hit a couple of big milestones. I tweeted about these earlier and we did hit 300 subscribers on YouTube. Actually, we're fast approaching 400 and we hit 2,000 followers on Twitch. How cool is that? Namus, welcome on in. It's so good to see you here. I am really just going to have a very casual stream tonight. It's chatting, just chatting, no games tonight. So if that's what you're wanting, my apologies. I am not really sure what I want to play next, but I know that today I just wasn't really ready to play something. But it had been so long since I had streamed, I wanted to connect.
Thanks so much for hosting.
Scooter, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Scooter, thank you for that. Host, Scooter, 102089, a fantastic friend of mine. And by the way, I'm really excited for that video that you're working on. I know you're working on it. I'm hoping that it comes out soon. Folks, I'm going to be in this video, so stay tuned. But yeah. Like I said, I don't have an agenda today. Oh, yeah, and that's right. Scooter's milestone is being celebrated this weekend as well. Yes, big milestones for Scooter as well. So how exciting is that? Oh, man. I am sitting here kind of in a little bit of a cluttered room. I've got some laundry that I was working on the bed/couch over here. I also have a couple of things here. I'm not going to show the envelopes because they actually have my address on them, but I've got an envelope to return our little Lego Mario here and a new Lego Mario. In fact, I'm going to be working on a video here in the future. Poor Lego Mario, though. I mean, how amazing is this when it works? But sadly, that little Bluetooth symbol is all I get right now. However, you know what? I got to give some thanks to Lego and Nintendo, and specifically, I guess, Lego Mario, because, my goodness, I put out a couple of videos on issues that I was having with Lego Mario, and I guess I would consider them viral. You're gonna lurk, Namus? No problem. Yeah, they are blowing up. I mean, the first one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was at about 15,000 views, and then the second one at like 7,000 or 8,000 last I looked at it. Absolutely phenomenal. I did not expect that. And what I've been noticing, which is absolutely astonishing, mind-blowing, unreal, every day there are new people joining me on YouTube. And I actually haven't put out a new video in the last week. I'll get to why in a little bit. Scooter asks if I'm getting Lego Luigi. That is definitely a Christmas hope. Love to get Lego Luigi then. Probably won't get it before then. One other thing I'd love to get in the Lego Mario series is that enormous airship and the Bowser's castle. I think those would be a lot of fun to do with Mana Sprout. But honestly, we're sitting on two different sets right now. They were the smaller ones, but still two different sets that we haven't gotten to experience because our Mario wasn't working. So I'll probably be putting a video out about the Lego Mario and the one that I received and versus this one. I also got a lead on my videos saying that you could try connecting Lego Mario through a Android device as opposed to an iOS device, and that might actually work. So I do have an old Android tablet. It's a very old one, and we'll see if it works. But I'm going to try that as well before I send this out. I send it back because I do have that replacement one. So you got the Yoshi set. Yeah, us too. That is a really cool set with the little house and Yoshi, little Mario house and everything. It's, I think, one of the more charming ones for sure. There's so many great ones. Honestly, I'm not the biggest into Lego, but Mana Sprout was getting into it. And since she was into it, that drew me in. And of course, having the Nintendo franchises as well as this. What? Dash.
Yeet's been 1 week since you streamed at me. Leaned your head to the side and said, let's dive in.
It's been 1 week since you streamed at me. Leaned your head to the side and said, let's dive in. 3 days. I love it. I love it. Dash Magnum, thank you for 44 months of subscribing, my friend. 44 months. I mean, this is just getting incomprehensible. I can't. I can't. How you doing? What's up, Dash? Scooter, your Lego sets are still unopened. Are they really? I did the song. Right, Dash? Of course I do the song for you. No problem. Hey, I did the song. You're very welcome, Dash says. Of course. Yeah. I don't even have the TV on right now. I mean, like, no games, nothing, nothing planned, just chatting right now. Because, like I said, yeah, I'm not really prepared. So I was going to tell you, let me actually tell you, the last couple weeks have been, oh my gosh, exhausting. So on the 16th, I start my new full-time position, and that will be a set schedule every week, same time, Monday through Friday, which I'm really excited about. Scooter says that band has a weird name. It's BNL. What are you talking about? They do, though. They have a very strange band name. Fun story. In high school, there was this kid who he was very tall, and I was always a little bit younger looking for my age. And so for whatever reason, there were some kids that were, my age in my classes that I always thought were older, just it felt like it because they looked older. Anyway, he was one of those kids. And he was very tall too. I think that helped. Kind of lanky. And he had this, he always had a Korn t-shirt, Korn, which I'm not a fan of Korn, but he always had that. And he talked about liking BNL. Scooter says, yes, BNL, right, Kappa. And he liked the band, but because he always wore this Korn shirt, I knew I didn't like Korn because admittedly, he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't want to give BNL a shot. And one time he did actually play 1 week for me. That was the first time I heard it. And I was kind of like, despite myself, going, oh, it's actually kind of good. But, nothing really came of it. Years later down the road, I kind of rediscovered the band and actually listened to more of their stuff. And they are very talented, no doubt about it. So it's unfortunate that sometimes we tie things to people and experiences we've had that might be negative, even though there's really not any need. At least I do this. I shouldn't maybe generalize here, but I certainly do it. Do any of you do that? Sometimes it could be something as simple as a TV show that someone says they like, but you don't really want to give it a shot because it sounds terrible. You don't really like that person. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a horrible person and I'm confessing all of these terrible things to you. Oh, well. But yes, so in about a week, this is my last week of on call. I should have a set schedule, but, and this is where I was actually going with my title. Obviously, there are real fires that are blowing hazardous smoke and poor air quality into our area, but also there are rising cases of COVID and the Delta variant. I work for a hospital. It is all hands on deck. We are at capacity and have been at capacity for many weeks now. I think we're going on our third. And I went from, like 3 days scheduled to 2 weeks of overtime hours. I actually went into overtime 2 weeks in a row, worked 6 days, had Sunday off, and then went right back to it Monday. Thankfully, I had today off, but there were other things I needed to do, other things on the agenda, other things that I would come home and I'd be exhausted, so I didn't get to. So I was kind of working on those today. We also had church and everything. But I also just tried to rest a bit. So Dash says it's true for me too. So I'm not alone in those sometimes those prejudices towards things that, you know, probably don't deserve it, but again, it's what they're attached to. Actually, one thing I was nervous about is would the trolling and the vitriol out there surrounding the Amico, you know, in some way impact my excitement for it, because I do have this excitement for it. It certainly has impacted me being willing to create content around the Amico, but it has not. I've ensured that it has not quelled my enthusiasm. That said, um, it's unfortunate that there are people that are being real booty heads around it. But Roblox was the same way for me. And I actually am just now starting to realize I should probably give Roblox another shot. I streamed Roblox, gosh, it's probably been 3 years ago now. Yeah, I bet some of you remember. Nexo should remember. Hello, Nexo Phoenix Gaming. Welcome on in, my friend. And I streamed Roblox. I know Dash remembers. Oh, it was a disaster. So many trolls that day. It was just unpleasant. And it really did sour me on the whole experience of Roblox. But I'm willing to give it another shot and recognize, that every community does have the potential for people to be booty heads. Nemu says, "Ayo, I could guide you on Roblox, man. Do you know how many times I played it? And it's gotten to have a better community with less hackers. Well, that's a good thing." And Dash says, "Yep, that was a whole thing. Roblox has changed a lot since the last time you streamed it." Well, that's good to know. Yeah, actually, I watched our friend Jacklox Plays at the end of our last stream when we rated him, and he was playing that game. And I was actually really impressed. I thought, ooh, you know what? Not only did it seem like the people in his chat were very polite, and a lot of that is due in big part to just him being a really cool guy, but the games he was playing actually were very impressive. I thought they looked like full-featured games as opposed to some of the things I'd played the last time, which were a little bit more, shall we say, bare bones. Very. This was made in a game engine kind of. So yeah. Nexo says, "I can introduce you to a Roblox game that's a lot like Minecraft Skyblock," which I do like. That's a fun game. So I would definitely be willing to give it another shot. I definitely would. It just depends on time. So yeah, I'm exhausted. The last couple weeks have been so tough. Listen, I can tell you a couple of little stories here. First of all, whether you're aware of this or not, all health organizations have always had a requirement for masks. This has not gone away. It never was lifted, as masking requirements were lifted for health facilities, health organizations, hospitals, and the like. These restrictions were not lifted. Okay. So that's one thing to keep in mind here as I share this story. We used to, as we would have people come into the hospital, go through about a box of masks every 3 days, let's say. It could maybe last about 3 days, because most people came in when there were general masking requirements with a mask, probably cloth, but whatever. And so the few people who did not have a mask, we covered with, the standard issue paper mask and all that. But as the restrictions were lifted, the amount of masks that we handed out just skyrocketed. And now we can go through 3 boxes in 1 day. Sorry, when I said a box in 3 days, I was thinking 3 boxes in 1 day. I meant to say it could often last like a week and a half. Sometimes we would, we could go through a box in a week and a half. So 3 boxes in 1 day is a significant increase. No, Namus, I'm not actually a doctor, although it's cute. Mana Sprout said, when I asked, so do you know what I do? And she goes, you're a doctor and you work for Uncle Bestie of Mana, which is funny because he works in the same place. He started before me. He's in the same role as me, although he has some additional responsibilities because he's just good at what he does. Actually, I'm kind of encouraging him to take or to apply for a leadership position that is opening up. I myself am recognizing that that's not something I think I'd be particularly good at, so I'm not applying for it. Down the line, I'm actually interested in hospital chaplaincy. That's kind of what I'm excited. But anyway, I work for a hospital now. So masking, we have to give out more masks. People just don't have them. The other thing is that there are always people that would be uncooperative and unwilling for masking, and we just have to say this is our policy. And generally, at a certain point, here's the thing: the secret is they don't really hold any authority in that situation. Like, I had one woman come up to me, and she had this mask that it looked like this enormous. Barry the Boy says, "Paging Dr. Mana, paging Dr. Mana." I love it. So this mask was like, how some people would use. It almost was like a stocking material. Like not leggings, but like nylons. That I don't know. I mean, I don't think a lot of women wear nylons these days, but I remember, like the nylons, right? And you stretch them and you can see right through them and everything like that. I've seen people with masks like that. They don't cut it. But this was like, if you take that, but like real, like almost these half-inch like threads in a cross pattern. So, I mean, everything was being transmitted through this. This was essentially like the worst see-through veil that you could possibly get. And it was ridiculous. It was like, no, that's not a mask, And so, and I politely handed her a mask, and she goes, no. I know this counts as a mask, and it was kind of like, wink, wink, I know that this is all just a show and whatever. And I'm like, sorry, no, that does not count as a mask. She goes, no. It covers my face. It's a mask. It's about it's effective as all the other masks anyways. I said, I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it, And she goes, oh no, but it does. I know. And you're gonna do your job right now and take care of me. And I was like, so I need you to put the mask on. And I'm not gonna do the thing you're telling me to do until you put the mask on. And and I was just, I think I was probably overly nice, and I'm sorry, but this is policy, and we're just trying to keep everyone safe. So she went ahead and acquiesced and put on the mask because she realized she didn't have any leg to stand on. I mean, look, I'm holding all the cards. Like, I just don't do the thing you need me to do. And like, and you don't win. Like, So anyway. Oh, Pixel Knight says, ma'am, that mask is about as effective as Robin's. Yes, I love it. Oh, I'll go ahead and I know there's some chat here. I'm sorry, I was caught up in my own story here, but I'll get back up to. Oh, it's emote only chat for a bit. This will give me a chance to go ahead and finish up my story, and then I can read some. And but yeah, we'll get that emote only for a bit. There, Nemus has to. Boom. Let's pop over the chat. There we go. Yeah, as Dash points out, yes, I'm going to do my job and take care of you by asking you to put on this mask, right? So anyway, just a couple days ago, I couldn't believe it. Bestie of Mana is handing someone a mask, and it was like this just whirlwind sort of thing, and it was just instant. And um, they said, I know my freedoms, and you can't force me to put on a mask. And I think Bestie Man, might just, sorry, that's our policy. I mean, like I said, he's very good at his job, and maybe a little too nice. And I got mad. I'm like, you do not talk to my best friend that way. And I forget what I said, but something like, hey, like, essentially, your freedom doesn't override, you know, coming into, this non-for-profit hospital that is following an actual national um, mandate, but also could decide that is the policy, and that's totally within our rights to do. So it's like, come on, ma'am. But she didn't leave before. I mean, she's shaking her hand at Bestie Man, and yelling at him, making a big fuss, and calls him a Nazi. And I I was livid, but yes, um, some people. So right now, it is very packed in the hospital. We are, at capacity. Um, COVID numbers are up in our area more than they have ever been, ever. Um, there are quite a large number of people unvaccinated. It's scary stuff. The reality of all of this is that we need we need to as a community, and a large community, grow in our ability to step back, think of others, recognize our place, and and do good for others. To be able to be reflective, critical, and think about information, not fall prey to all kinds of ridiculous conspiracy theories. My brother-in-law, who owns a business, had to close his business because some of his staff contracted COVID. And out of his own pocket, he paid sick leave for all of them, his entire staff, as they closed up and waited, 10 days. And even then, he's like, I don't know if I feel good about opening again. But they get through the 10-day period, and, all of the um, organizations that provide insight as to what a business should do or should consider during these times of COVID. They said, hey, you can open up. You did all your due diligence, and you're not going to be responsible for spreading COVID if having followed all of these precautions, and even doing more than what was required. Man, it's like, people, don't you get it? These people. I'm going to take emote only off here, but these people that work for him, only after the fact of contracting COVID, asked for a vaccine, which at that point you've certainly not really thought this through. But also, they said, I didn't even realize that me not getting the vaccine, and me not taking these extra precautions could actually put you and us out of business. It's like we need to take this leap. It's not, folks, this is freedom. Freedom's stupid. Like, every time I hear someone say freedom, I get riled up because it's so misunderstood, and it's used in such an idiotic way right now. I'm using some inflammatory terms, but really, freedom is not licensed to do whatever you want, and that's how it's being used. So I've had patients come in, and I know kind of which, I know where they stand on things because they're very open about the vaccine and stuff. I have had people come in and say, "Oh, I had COVID. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just a little, I had a little cold. It was there." This is so stupid. They blow this out of proportion. And to which There's some. I need to read some redeemed chats here. I will in a moment. But to which, you know, uh, I often have to kind of share a little bit. I don't, try to debate someone here, but I try to provide some insight. But here's the thing: I don't see anything in their chart indicating that they actually have been hospitalized for or treated for COVID. I've had people come in then, same age, and say, "Yeah, I had COVID. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It knocked me out. It was more than I ever imagined." And yeah, I see in their chart, yeah, they hospitalized for COVID. So to me, I feel like it's people that are saying, oh, it's no big deal. I've had it. I think is their way of rationalizing that it isn't a big thing and giving more fuel to these conspiracy theories by saying it's really not a big deal, right? So I think that's dangerous, frankly. That's absolutely dangerous because the uh, ignorance around these issues cause uh, lives to be put in danger, and so it's absolutely necessary that we educate ourselves and inform our conscience. I believe that's done through prayer, talking with wise counsel and people you trust, and experts, reading up, researching. It's a whole big thing, right? But to just blindly follow conspiracy theories is absolutely dangerous. And there are very easy tests for some of these conspiracy theories. The Occam's razor, and is it likely that these things are actually possible? I had one person tell me that all of the doctors at the hospital are actually in on a conspiracy that, they said, "Jeff, do you even know anyone who's had COVID?" I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact. One of my friends' dads died from COVID. I talked to a phlebotomist I work with who his mom died of COVID. I mean, actually, there are several people I know, kind of, not necessarily, I would say the one to one, direct my family, um, you know, directly, immediately, but sometimes, a little bit removed, and all within sort of the circle of friends and family that I have. I know people who've had it. I work in a hospital where people have it. They said, no, 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 no. All the doctors are just paid to report these hospitalizations and deaths as COVID related hospitalizations and deaths. And I'm like, what? Can you imagine the conspiracy around that? Can you imagine how many people would need to be involved? The amount of money that would be transferred, and nobody has proof of this? Nobody has any record of this? That's absolutely, absolutely bonkers. And so, like, with a lot of these conspiracy theories, it's so easy to just immediately say, like, this is nonsense. Microchips in the vaccine. Come on now. We carry phones with us all day long that we opt into, that that can be used to track our movement and buying habits and things like that. We even opt into those things. And you're telling me that like a microchip is going to be in a vaccine, which, by the way, I actually was talking to a phlebotomist. They were pointing out how it's really interesting. Uh, so the vaccine vials carry, I forget how many doses, but multiple doses. So it's not, you don't like get this. Okay, so there's a vial with the vaccine that is mixed up, right? This solution that is then drawn from, meaning it's not just like you take all of one thing that has a microchip in it, right? Like there's multiple. In this scenario, if you were imagining there were microchips in it, there'd have to be like tons and tons and tons, and even then you could still conceivably draw and inject and not have a microchip in it. Like it's just the right? Okay. So Nemo says, "Don't wear masks. They have microchips." And Debuff Bluff, "My region is rumored to get another lockdown, and I just got a new job." Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Ours like, in all honesty, we should have another lockdown. But anyway, Pixel Knight. Pixel Knight says my great aunt died of COVID last year. My grandma, who died, was also very sick. So those people anger me when they say it's all made up stuff. I'm so sorry, Pixel Knight. Dark Solid X saying it's not the microchip, it's the nano machines in the liquid Metal Gear Solid. Hey there. Barry the Boy, I work for an airline, and ever since the announcement about no mask mandates, now we have mass. Now, what is this? I work for an airline, and ever since the announcement about the no mask mandate, now we have mask back. It's been challenging to talk with customers about having to wear. So just a little typo that confused me there. Now that we're having masks back, I believe is what you're saying here. It's been challenging to talk with customers about having to wear it just because it's very confusing the way they've explained it initially. Well, unfortunately, yeah, here's the thing. It all happened quick. And hey, let's Jays. Whoa, I feel like burping apparently. Unfortunately, it did happen very quickly, right? I know in my area, I was thinking this is scary that we're going to be opting out of masking and everything like this, because I know that people in our area are not going to go back. Like they say it, they literally say it. Hey, if this ever comes back, there's no way I'm masking again. This time was enough. Now, granted, they may have been at the point of breaking where they said, I'm just going to do away with it and I'm going to ignore every rule. So maybe it wouldn't have done any better to continue some of the lockdown precautions anyways, but I mean, we were nowhere near herd immunity and vaccination. So now Scooter has redeemed a message at Nexo Phoenix Gaming. I'm going to go ahead and get to these real quick. Scooter says, at my job, someone called and said that COVID is a lie. He actually swore. I've heard that before too. A lot of the people who are arguing these things, and I just want to point this out, tend to also be very angry, which I know I'm generalizing here, but it's like when you're that angry, I have to wonder, like, what's going on? He said that President Joe Biden is dead and that Jim Carrey is wearing a Biden mask. All this came about from me saying take care and stay safe. Supervisor had a laugh at that call. Lol, in all seriousness, it's your right to not wear a mask, but it's also the right for a business to have guidelines when you're at their business. I never saw much complaints about no shirt, no shoes, no service. Well, right, there we go. So, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, you're right. It's a similar thing. Businesses can mandate things like that, but they mandate a mask, and then it's like it's about my freedom. It's like, well, no, you're about business rights in most areas and not about it in this one. Well, that doesn't make sense. But anyway. Oh, wait, how's your best friend? And Naz not going to finish that. And also that woman sounds like a Karen. I'm so confused. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nemus. But yes. Yeah, how's your best friend? I think he just, it rolls off. I don't know how. He's got like, the feathers of a duck. I'm always in awe about that. Nexo asks if I could check some of his past messages. Yes. So Nexo says, hey, Mana, just a heads up. There's a traveling spirit right now in Sky that's offering limited edition items that's going away tonight at midnight. Really? Those spirits only show up every other week and offer limited items from past seasons of the game. The current limited items include a turtle mask, a manta cape, and a deep breathing emote. Well, I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you, Nexo, for letting me know that. I'm going to have to do that. I wasn't prepared to play. If I played anything, I probably would be thinking about playing Sky, to be honest. But I decided just to do a talking, rambling, and possibly me just griping stream because, frankly, I needed to connect with you guys, and I wanted to just do it direct, not necessarily have the sort of the other stuff, the game distracting me and whatnot. That said, I suppose I could have done this as a Discord call, but there's still a lot of people that, they don't check in on those Discord calls, and so this feels better. I think, it just works this way. Mana, did you know that masks have chips in it? Yeah, Dash says, honestly good for Jim Carrey if true. Role of the millennium. Oh no, Namus has a blue screen of death on their PC. Oh no, that's too bad. Oof. I hear those comments as well, especially so Barry the Boy hearing those comments. Yeah, man. Also, why would the government use a microchip in a vaccine when they can track all the same info from your phone or by buying that info from telecom companies? Well, that's a whole other thing right there. Yeah. Or they don't have Discord yet. Cough me, cough. Pixel Knight says exactly. There you go. Oh, so it's been stressful. It's been kind of wild. I'm just kind of getting by now. I am also putting my name in for this community college guitar class, and I think it'd be really fun to teach guitar. And so I've been having this back and forth. It's been several months now, I think, or at least a month, anyways, of chatting with the head of the music department. And the thing is, I don't have a music degree, but I took some music classes in college. I took some music classes in high school, obviously, but it doesn't necessarily help. But and I've had a lot of experience around music, and I think I'd be, and I actually have taught guitar, but never in a accredited capacity for class credits. So I am still trying, and I have a series of 4 or 5 questions that I need to answer to kind of give a little more background and state my case, whether or not it would be appropriate for me to also teach guitar here. It would only be a couple times a week. It would probably cut into my content creation, but we'll see. And if I do get this, it's something I want to do because I miss that classroom environment teaching people. But then again, who knows what's going to happen in this year ahead and what, whether or not there would even be classes in person right now at this point. So I don't know. But listen, this is what I love. At the church that I attend, our pastor always took this seriously and took precautions around COVID. And the way he has framed all of this, all of the COVID response, is that this is a pro-life issue, that this is a way of recognizing the sanctity of life, of doing our part to protect it, and that's all life across all the broad spectrum, right? So we now are seeing that younger kids are getting COVID, and carrying and transmitting, and there's just so much going on. The thing is, in the past, there have been responses to to things like this, viruses, etc., that have demonstrated a unity, and we've overcome them. And now, for whatever, well, and I suspect some, and I believe I know some others, but for reasons, we've turned this into a weird sort of us versus them debate. It doesn't need to be one. The fact is, we could most likely have done. I mean, we know we could have done better. We could have done better, and I would even hazard to guess, if we take the word of, or if we consider the word of the experts that were telling us, we probably could have been over this at this point, and been in a safe spot. But we're not, and I think it's interesting, all the people that as soon as they get COVID are asking for the vaccine. As soon as they get it, it's like, well, as my brother-in-law joked tonight, we were chatting about these things. Again, his business had to close up, and he was pointing out. They said, well, how quickly will the vaccine, would the vaccine actually go into effect to help me out now? And my brother-in-law's like, well, 6 months ago, how long do I have to wait? He goes, 6 months ago. So anyway, Oh my gosh, Yoda Stein's here. Hey, oh man, buddy. Hey, oh Yoda Stein, my friend. Yoda, hey, I want to give a big shout out to Yoda Stein as a friend. There you go. 14 days after the second shot, exactly, Yoda Stein. But big shout out to my friend Yoda Stein. He does some tremendous work for charities, and he's a real big shot in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and super cool guy. Yeah. Animate Barrel is here as well. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. Pixel Knight says, also, I helped my family with our raffle booth at a local fair for charity. I saw some. Animate Barrel, thank you so much. A year! A year! You've been subscribed for a year, Animate Barrel. Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Thank you. Oh my goodness. A year. Oh. But Pixel Knight says, I helped my family with a raffle booth at our local fair for charity. I saw some bootleg Transformers. I actually recognized the figures, but I didn't buy one. Dash says, yeah, I feel lucky that in my area, most organizations, including my church, have been taking this all seriously. It's meant a lot of canceled events, but everyone has been fairly understanding and on board. And there you go, Namus, taking precautions there. Oh my gosh, Animate Barrel, thank you so much. Emerus, how's it going, gang? What are we up to? Emerus, my friend, another amazing guy. I mean, we have some good people around here. Emerus is an awesome family-friendly streamer and a good person, fellow Christian. Yeah, I always love talking with Emerus. My area is back to mandatory masks indoors for everyone. Oh my gosh. Wow. name, name this is great. Sorry, I got really confused though. Namus, there we go. Emrys says, I'm not a good person, but I am a Christian. I try though. Namus got flagged here. Sure, but we have some good people. And then says, but we are watching The Best Person, which is also daw, but not true. But also you got flagged because you used multiple T's when you said but, because you're like, but, and so it flagged it as inappropriate because it was like, no, you don't say but here. Animate Barrel asks, Mana, did you ever read the Pope's op-ed that I posted in Discord? Oh my gosh, I don't believe I have. I should go. I'm so behind on Discord messages. Sorry, I want to go back. Yoda Stein had mentioned this. I want to make sure I said it. So, I don't know that this is true. I don't know. I would probably, I suppose we probably could do a little looking on this. But Yoda Stein presents it. It doesn't know. It says, from what I've read, Yoda Stein says the Delta variant's less lethal than regular COVID. And I honestly don't know. I believe it's much more transmissible is what I've heard though. But apparently Yoda Stein also says my aunt works in one of the research labs in Atlanta. That's exciting. Wow. Nexo's got to go. Okay, my phone's low on battery. I don't have a charger. No problem. Thank you so much. Oh, from months ago. Maybe I did then, Animate Barrel. I probably did, but I don't remember it. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind posting it again, that would be awesome. Let's take a look here. I mean, obviously, one thing I should say is a lot of times people think, you turn to Google and that counts as research. This isn't research. This is me pulling up Google and searching, is Delta variant less deadly? This is not research. I just kind of want to get, one thing that I think we all need to get better at is media literacy, and how do we know, the different kinds of resources that are out there, which ones are more or less dependable, those sorts of things. But okay, hold on a second here. Dr. Google. Google is math research, Shemra says. Don't confuse your Google search with my Google search. That's funny. So and here's the thing, and like talking about, trusted sort of things. So, This is just a headline from National Geographic. Now, so I look at, what are some of the resources like National Geographic. I would tend to put some, weight into, or consider what they say to have some weight. So here's the headline. The headline is, why is Delta more infectious and deadly? New research holds answers. Let's take a look. Studies show that Delta replicates more quickly and generates more virus particles than any other variants, but vaccines still protect against serious infections. I'm going to go ahead and post this actually in the chat here. I don't know. I'm not saying that this is, look, again, I'm not saying this is this is the first quick hit. I just looked and I did a quick scan. And I said, to me, what I would consider a reputable source, right? This might not be the number one best place, but it's whatever. This is just it's the start of our just going down the rabbit hole of Google. So this is saying, and now here, but unfortunately we do need a subscription to National Geographic. No, curses. It does say, here we go. First couple paragraphs. As the United States battles a fourth surge of COVID-19, scientists are learning much about the Delta variant that wasn't known when it was first reported in India in March. It is one of the most infectious respiratory viruses known. It causes more severe COVID-19 than other variants, and it is more likely to evade antibodies. Evidence of all these traits is clear. The Delta variant has caused a sharp rise in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths across the U.S. and the rest of the world. Driven by relaxed social distancing and mask guidelines, poor vaccine uptake in parts of the U.S., and lack of availability everywhere, Delta has rapidly become the dominant variant in the U.S., causing more than 93% of new infections, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It has also spread to more than 135 countries, according to the World Health Organization. The secret to Delta's success is the ease with which it spreads. CDC estimates that Delta can be as infectious as chickenpox and is only slightly less contagious than measles, which is considered one of the most transmissible viruses. Yeah. So, I mean, again, here's the thing. That's just one thing here. I mean, we could definitely do some better research here, but that's just one hit right here. University of California, San Francisco, UCSF, has an article here. I mean, I do tend to, put some stock into institutions of higher education. Here we go. How dangerous is the Delta variant? Here's what science says. Last week, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommended that fully vaccinated people in areas of high transmission return to masking in public indoor spaces, citing evidence that the Delta variant can produce high viral loads in the noses and throats of even the fully vaccinated, which, by the way, we have absolutely had breakthrough cases at our hospital. So, its high infectiousness Its high infectiousness could be due to its ability to replicate rapidly in the body. A study from China reported that people infected with the Delta variant can carry 1,000 times the viral load as those infected with the original virus. To me, that's shocking, said Rohn. This is, let's see here, Nadia Rohn, PhD, associate professor at UC San Francisco, associate investigator at the Gladstone Institutes. Rohn says the study also found that people infected with the Delta variant carried detectable virus earlier than with the original virus, 4 days versus 6 days after exposure. And that another study found that they remain infectious longer, 18 days versus 13 days. So, does it cause more serious does it cause more serious disease? There's not consensus on whether the Delta variant makes people sicker. And so this is kind of, this is the thing, right? Like, so yeah, we're still learning more about this, but the internal CDC document cited studies from Canada and Singapore, not yet peer-reviewed, that found higher odds of hospitalization and death. And a study from Scotland has found double the risk of hospitalization compared to the Alpha variant, which has been the dominant variant in the U.S. before Delta's rise. This is concerning as the alpha variant was already demonstrated to cause more severe COVID-19 than the original virus, said Roan. Okay. So more severe, but there's not consensus on if it makes people sicker. I'm not quite sure. That those seem to be conflicting statements. So this is where you have to kind of put on your, how deep a dive are we doing here, right? But anyway, I'm gonna get back to some messages here. I wanna kind of. I don't want to lose track of chat here. I realize I'm on my little soapbox here. My apologies. Thank you for hanging out. Range X, how you doing? Welcome on in. So let's take a look here. And Memory Martin's here. Welcome on in. I'm missing all the people here. So, and thank you for the shout out to Emrys, or for Emrys. Animate Barrel says, man, I already read that. Let me continue on here. Namus is going to head out, but hey, if you're ever interested in Roblox, please DM me. I would love to show you good games on Roblox. It's an amazing game and really fun. Namus, if you're already gone, I'm sorry. But thank you for hanging out with us. And yes, I'll take you up on that. There we go. So Yoda Stein says, yeah, more transmissible, less likely to be symptomatic. Less likely to be symptomatic. Get your vaccine, wash your darn hands. Right, Yoda Stein? Right? Yeah, so that's kind of tracking with what I'm reading there. Look, do you remember those TV shows? The last little end credit card, it was like a hand drawn, like children's drawing of a doctor, and someone's like, not a doctor. I feel like I always want to say that. I get that in my head. I'm like, not a doctor. A Fremulon. Anyway. Emma says, I wouldn't put National Geographic on my top trusted, but I haven't read it yet. Fair enough. I mean, look, I wouldn't necessarily put it on my top trusted either, but I mean, it is a source which has long in academic circles been somewhat reputable and been used for citations and whatnot. So that's kind of why. But anyway, Memory Martin says to Animate Barrel. Oh, sorry, Animate Barrel's first right. Oh, I love that we have threads now. I need to get more used to this, but there's a new thing on Twitch, threads. Animate Barrel says, my understanding is that viruses naturally mutate to be more contagious and less deadly because that increases the virus's ability to replicate. Exactly. And then Memory Martin responds to Animate Barrel, yes, that's how it's been able to have so many variants so quickly, and why we need 90% vaccination rate, at least in the US. I don't know about other countries, but I'd assume that's similar. I mean, Italy instituted more mask mandates and vaccination mandates, actually, to keep, within their country. Unfortunately, I must sleep. Just stopped in because I haven't seen you in a while. Emrys, I understand. Grace to you. Have a good evening. God bless you, Emrys. Thank you so much. I'm glad you came and hung out. Sorry if you already had to leave here, but thank you so much. I haven't seen y'all for a while too. It's been good to be able to kind of hang out a bit. I am just doing sort of a random rambling and possibly griping stream right now because it has been too long, and I didn't want to play a game tonight. I just want to catch up with y'all. These are things on my mind. Has been a while, mate. Irresponsible says, irresponsible. Did you change your name, my friend? How are you doing? And Emrys, thank you so much. Good night, my friend. Take care. Namus is just lurking. Perfect. Okay, thank you. My tutor just had COVID, Memory Martin says. They did the 2-week quarantine, had to come over the last 2 days, so my family was extra precautious, or took extra precautions even though we were fully vaccinated. Well, as you should, right? Namus says Discord also has threads, right? Oh, Slayer 19. No, there we go. You know what? Irresponsible. I like the new name. Good choice. That's a good one. Thought it was a bit cringe, so I would say this is good. I like it. Pixel Knight has a question for everyone in chat. What is a video game that would make an amazing cartoon? My pick is Sly Cooper. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Now, Animate Barrel says Zelda is too easy to answer, but that was my first thought. Animate Barrel says, I don't think that it's cringe, but I like the new one better. Yeah, it reminds me of this great little mobile title called Slayer, actually. It was a fun one, but I like I like the new one better. Irresponsible is it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Washing hands is more important than masks, in my humble opinion, Yoda Stein says. Well, I mean, look, this is how I said to one person, I said, do you remember, cereal commercials? They would, back in the day with all these sugary cereals, right? They'd say, part of a complete balanced breakfast. And it would be like, here's your Lucky Charms, or your, Golden Grams, or, whatever, your Pops, part of a complete balanced breakfast. And they had like a Thanksgiving table spread with like, here's an orange and some bacon and some eggs and some bread with butter, and over here we have some broccoli and some carrots, and there's a giant turkey, oven roasted turkey. Here's a glass of milk and a glass of coffee and a glass of water. Part of a complete balanced breakfast. But anyway, but right? Like, am I wrong? Like, this, it's like, yeah, clearly this is basically dessert, because you've basically put out a whole spread. Like, I'm pretty sure I see like an artichoke in the corner. And anyway, so I sort of say with masking and washing hands, it's a part of a complete balanced breakfast. It's a part of a complete response to the virus. That's how I look at it anyway. But yes. I could see a kid's cartoon around Animal Crossing. That's a good one to animate, Beryl. That would be really fun, actually. Like an episode where two of your villagers get into an argument and you help them make up. Aw. And Shantae would make an awesome cartoon, Scooter says. Actually, yes, like the companies that produce the anime intro, that would be pretty cool, actually. I like it. Yeah. Paper Mario games, Yoshi. Yeah, Memory Martin, those would be fun too. Actually, I could see that. Paper Mario would be an interesting one. I could see that working as sort of an animated thing. Yoshi, totally, I could see that. Now, Sly Cooper, though. Pixel Knight says, even though I haven't played Sly Cooper, I really want to. They look fun. They're the only classic PlayStation series you can't play on modern consoles. Is that true? I thought they had actually ported them. I'm pretty sure there are ports. I am a big fan of Sly Cooper. They are fun. I like Sly Cooper. So I've only played, I think, the first one, but I've played it all the way through, I'm pretty sure. It's good. It's a great series. It's a lot of fun. I think it might be my favorite of the Sony, IPs. I think more than Ratchet and Clank. More than Spyro. I mean, it's not Sony, but you know what I mean. I kind of, Crash, Spyro. Yeah, more than Spyro and Crash. Yeah, Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper's where it's at. And Dash says, I think Metroid has enough world building that a cartoon would be a hit. Make a planet hopping space adventure. Ooh. But see, I could also see that working as a live action show. Think AKA Mandalorian, or not AKA, but a la Mandalorian. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, could you imagine? Remember, Mana, guess what? What? Oh, Animate Barrel, thank you. I like your lighting today. Your camera is looking crisp. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, the lighting is, I set the white balance, and the lighting it's just white today. Like, I didn't do any different colors. So you can see a little blue. Like, I have my, you can kind of see it in the TV here, but I have the light behind the arcade cabinet. But that's the only colored light. Everything else is just white in here. I've got the white for here. I've got the white up on the Amiibo shelf. I've got the white behind here. So you finished your English class. Great memory, Martin. Congratulations. Awesome. Nice. Congrats on passing indeed. Yes, let's get some emotes and some hype for our friend Memory Martin. That is actually super cool. Right on. I'm going to throw some down there. Mega Man X could work as a TV show. I don't, if I'm honest, I actually think Mega Man has interesting lore, but I don't really feel like it is known for its story, and some of it does go off the deep end. And personally, I think it's better as a game than as a narrative because of the way that it's set up and everything. But that being said, it could, obviously there are comics and cartoons and stuff around it, so yeah, I mean, it could very, very well be adapted that way. I just don't know that it would be my favorite. So anyway, Barrel says, I missed the beginning of the stream though. Could you quickly catch me up on the stream title? Or I can just watch the VOD later. Oh, you know what? And that's the other thing. So I do have more to kind of talk about here. So we've just been chatting. I wanted to do a stream where we weren't necessarily talking or we weren't necessarily playing a game. That way we could actually catch up because it's been a couple weeks. I have been super busy at work, called in, doing tons and tons of hours. It's all hands on deck at the hospital. So we were kind of talking about some taboo things. The stream title is Smoke and Fire, Taboo and You. And Smoke and Fire, Taboo and You. Sort of you as in I want to catch up with you, taboo, and we've already talked about taboo stuff, talking about COVID and all this stuff. And then Smoke and Fire, it's kind of a couple of meanings for me anyways. One is simply that the smoke of the fact that our hospital's at capacity, that my brother-in-law had to close down his business, all this stuff. It points to the fire that is this Delta variant and COVID and everything like that. But the other thing is that there is quite literally smoke and fire around us, and the air quality today is really horrible. We were wanting to do a boating trip. I ended up being called into work and actually going in. So we didn't do that Friday. It would have been actually a good day. It was some of the best air quality we've had in a while, but it is not the best. It's hazardous for sensitive people right now. It's looking to get worse. And, with just all of the fires that are raging over wildlands and forest, BLM land, etc., it's... I don't remember this being a thing growing up, and I guess we're going to talk about another taboo subject, just the fact that we are in a world with a changing climate. And it saddens me to have to deal with these things right now because I didn't have to. And I'd love to have a summer where I could just, enjoy the clean air. But yeah, so those are still happening. I'm hoping that we're going to get some control over it. I'm hoping the air quality index is going to be okay, and that we could get a boating trip in next week. But I think I mentioned this. We're going through droughts. Some of the lakes around us are at a couple of the lakes are at 5% of its full volume. 5% of a lake. I mean, to me, that's a puddle. I can't even wrap my head around that. Anyway, so I'm streaming with someone tomorrow. How about Monday? It looks like we've got Memory Martin and Solid making some plans, figuring out how to catch up. So yeah, but on a positive note, everybody, because I've kind of been just griping and whatnot. On a positive note here, I have had some time to just kind of hang out with family. Tonight, I think, I played music at church. That seemed to go really well. It was a lot of fun, a blessing. Kind of got a chance, actually, after church, I was going to come back and stream immediately, which it would have been at my usual time at 7. I ended up instead going to my sister-in-law's with my family, and we went and had breakfast for dinner. It was really nice. We got to chat for a bit. So we did that for about an hour, and I came back and hopped on, got ready for streaming. So that was really cool. I got to do that, and in general, there have been a lot of positive things. One thing I'll say is, my job is different than any other job I've had in that I don't have to take work home with me, which is so nice. I can clock in, clock out, and be done. I've never had a job like that, and it is a real wonderful thing that even though I've had some ridiculous hours, I come home, I relax, and I'm done. So that's a positive thing. I have been, I've got tons of video ideas. I've got tons of things I want to stream. I want to get back, finish Link's Awakening. I want to stream that. I want to get to the CDI Zelda games. I want to play that. I believe that I'm going to be streaming some more Animal Crossing as well. Next week, I don't know what to expect. I'm going to try to stream. I do want to let you all know Wednesday night, mark your calendars, 7:30 Eastern time. I'm going to be making an appearance, a guest appearance on a podcast, video podcast. And so let me actually just get you some details here. But yeah, I'm rather excited about this. And it looks like it actually has already gotten sent out. I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to retweet this right now, my friends. I'm going to retweet that. So level 857, join us on August 11th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm so used to Pacific time, Eastern time, as we welcome Art of Mana to the podcast. Don't miss out. Don't miss the fun. Hashtag level 857, 857. Hashtag Art of Mana, hashtag gaming, hashtag tag video game podcast, hashtag gaming news, hashtag video game news, hashtag discussion, hashtag funny podcast, hashtag hilarious podcast, youtube.com/level 857. Let me go. I'm going to post, I'm going to just share that real quick with you. Whoa. Let's post the tweet. Share that, grab that tweet, copy a link to tweet, pop that in the chat. Boom. Congrats on making it to the big time. Thank you, Dash. So there's that tweet. Here's the channel there. So yeah, I'll be doing that. So join me Wednesday. That'll be on YouTube. There's that YouTube channel, youtube.com/level 857. That's just copied right from their tweet. So there we go. And Pixel, take care. Have a good one, Pixel. I guess bye, Pixel. Peace and love. Pixel Night has to get going. No probs. Thank you so much. So that's something that's happening. I'm pretty excited. Should be pretty cool. So join me Wednesday. That'll be happening this week for sure. Now as of right now, I have Wednesday off. And if I continue to have Wednesday off, then I'm going to try to stream in the morning. I'm also going to just try to stream next week and get a schedule out there. Maybe work on it tomorrow. But I do want to get that going. I also actually have something that we could do right now. Let me show you something here. These are... This is ASMR. Can you tell what this is? Anyone? First person to get it right in the chat, everybody. All right, hey, Memory Martin got it right. Well, there you go. That's it, Virtual Boy. Here's another one. See? Just proof that See, look, folks, we've talked about this before. I have an Ouya. I want an Amico. I got Virtual Boys. I have the Wii U and enjoy it. Let me like what I like. I tweeted about this actually, as Manasprat was enjoying her Leapfrog. And then I also have, of course, here are the stands. So I've never unpacked these, okay? Dash says, so 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, I may be a bit late coming off of work, but I'll be tuning in. Thank you so much. Yes, I will be, I'll understand. I know that's early. It's actually sad. I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for the fact that this is my last week of on call and I'm, able to do it. These are the stands. let's say we open this up. Let's just do it for you. I thought about making this like a video, but I'm like, it doesn't need to be. Now, these aren't new, mind you. These are, I just brought them. I've always, or for a long time, I've had two. The story here is I had one, and I bought it from someone. It was theirs from their childhood. And oh, what did One High send you, Scooter? I'm curious. Kanto, hello. Um, so, I I had one. I bought it from the person. This was their childhood Virtual Boy that they had, and it worked until a point where I was having issues with one of the rotating LED arrays, and so one eye wasn't working correctly. And what I ended up doing is buying another one because I wanted to have a working Virtual Boy, understandably. And I thought, I could probably try and repair that one, but I want to get a working Virtual Boy. Now, over time, I've noticed that actually both were working. I don't know if they both are still working, but I have streamed. I have streamed the Virtual Boy before in the past, which was a lot of fun, and I might actually revisit that. There's a large. I'm opening this up right now, as you can see here. There's a large community of people creating new games for the Virtual Boy and ports of games. And so there's this sort of little development. It's kind of cool. And I'm thinking about getting a flash card that would allow me then to play some of these games, homebrew and whatnot. And it would be really fun to stream some more Virtual Boy. So there we go. There's the Virtual Boy. How do I look? Whoa, everything is red. So there we go. That's one Virtual Boy. And what I'm going to do, see, I kind of wasn't sure what I was going to do with these. And so I just left them in their bubble wrap, figuring that they would be protected. But I'm going to put one of them. I've got a space over here with some of the other systems. I think it'll look really good, just kind of off in the corner with my Pong tournament trophy. And then the other one, I'm probably just going to keep safe in the closet back there with some of my extra controllers and things like that, as just the backup one. But to have it in here, it'll be in a climate controlled space. That'll be good. So, Mana, when I'm there, we will be streaming Virtual Boy. Perfect, Scooter. I really want a Virtual Boy, Scooter says. Come visit, Scooter. It's about darn time. There's the other Virtual Boy here. And then I don't know if you know these stands are interesting, right? So, I was just trying to be extra cautious here, making sure everything was in good shape. But there we go. The way that these work, they just kind of fold out that way. It's a very it's not a great stand. But I do have this cool thing. It's actually this clip here at the top, 3D printed, and instead of being side mounted like this, it actually has a 1/4-inch thread on the bottom. It's 3D printed, 1/4-inch thread on the bottom. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but meaning you could actually mount your Virtual Boy to a standard tripod, which I think is actually really cool. Scooter says, if it wasn't for us being on opposite ends, I would have already. I get that. Hey, some of those Virtual Boy games, by the way, that are being made, the homebrew ones, are also making use of the link port. So on the bottom here, there we go. There, right there on the bottom, there's this EXT port, which you could have used for a link. And then, yeah, so anyway, But yeah, some of them would be like that. Champagne and champagne caviar. That is pretty cool. I'm curious. Champagne. What is the answer to your question? I want to geek out to all of Mana's consoles on stream. Memory Martin says. Nice. So I know you'll be getting the Street Fighter one. Yep, Scooter. So yeah, the way this connects, let's kind of look here. So the stand is gonna go like this, right? Oh no, wait a minute. Is that right? No. It's gonna go like this, right? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. There is, you can kind of tell. Okay. Yes. So if you look, see there's a little bit more. Oops. There's a little bit more. By the way, call this number. We should call that number and find out what happens. There's a little bit of a wider or a higher gap than on this side. Does that make any sense? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you follow me? So if you look at the side profile, look how one lip is a little higher. So as I'm looking at this, and I have to always look because I forget. But yeah, so I can't remember. It's been a while. So the higher lip probably is this way. Ooh, does that make sense? See, because that doesn't seem right. I always forget how this works. Darn it. That doesn't seem right. Let's try this. Yeah, it must be this way, I think. Yes. Yeah, because then this can spread a little bit. So you just hook it right in there on the back. Maybe. No, that doesn't seem to like that. Let's try it the other way. Ooh, I just knocked my mic. Sorry about that. Let's try it again. This way? Oh, it's this way. It is this way. Okay. No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. The Virtual Boy logo goes out that way. Okay. You got to be careful with these things. I mean, you know. But there you go. And you've got your little side thumb screw that you can use to adjust the angle this way of the Virtual Boy. There you go. And so at some point, you did it, Dash says with some emotes. So at some point, you know, I'll probably just stick, oh gosh, look how dusty that looks, but I'll probably just stick the phone right in there like so. And we'll probably just, you know, cover it with a cloth or something like that. And we'll do some recording and some streaming. I'll probably use well, you know, actually, I just had a thought. So when I did this before, I used a Canon video camera, handy cam, and that worked really well. But Daiso, how does the nose no bounds? Hello there. It's good to see you. By the way, a giveaway will be this upcoming stream. So, you know, Scooter, drop all that info in the chat, by the way. How can they find you and all that stuff? Daiso, welcome on in. So good to see you. Please do some Mana build streams with Mana Sprout when she's older. I want to see you two work together on Lego sets. That would be so awesome. Daiso, my friend, you have some editing chops, my friend. I've seen what you've been doing with Scooter, with Chaser the Ultimate Gamer. Anyway, getting back to the Virtual Boy, I experimented also with using a webcam. So I've used kind of those two different methods. But, you know, and I was thinking the phone would work well because it's just a really good, clear, crisp image. The phone is the best camera I've had, which is sad, but it's the best video camera I've had. That being said, I'm thinking that the GoPro would work really well because the GoPro, yeah, it should fit right in there, okay? Like it should fit within the visor. I mean, I can always take the visor off, but that's some additional light protection. So if I were to put that GoPro in there right on one of the lenses with the larger field of view, I actually should, in theory, get the full image. Because one of the things that I ran into before was that part of the image would get lopped off. But I bet with that larger field of view and getting that lens right up there, I bet that would be great. You know, actually, where is my GoPro? Did I already put it in the closet? I'm going to look real quick. Did I actually? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. Anyway, but that's okay. I will look for it. What did I do with it? If it's not there, oh, I didn't. You know what? I didn't look in the drawer. I bet that's where it is. Anyway, I'll find it. But it should work really well because the actual lens is inset within or recessed in a round, circular area that I probably could just bump right up against that lens in the Virtual Boy. It would work great. Anyway, just thinking out loud here. Just thinking out loud. Daiso says, yeah, I've been busy with not just that, but boss design for Evil's project. What is Evil's project right now? Memory Martin says, you know what? Now I want to do some Lego set builds with my niece. There you go. Oh, Scooter says the giveaway is a headset and $50 worth of gift cards for whatever preferred console. That's huge. Thank you. That's huge. It's a Super Mario World ROM hack called Super Mario World The After Years 2. Oh, Daiso, that's awesome. That is really cool. Scooter says, first place headset, $20 gift card. Second place, $20 gift card. Third place, $10 gift card. Hey, that's pretty good. That's nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure. That is nothing to sneeze at. There we go, my friends. There we go. Well, Daiso, you are super talented, that's for sure. How cool is that? Hi, Ma, Daiso says. Right. There you go. So there was another, I don't know if I ever showed you this. Did I ever show you this? It's the Golden Book, Super Mario. Yeah. It's a different one here, which really kind of sweet. Welcome to the Mushroom Kingdom. This is the place the kind Princess Peach calls home. The princess is popular with the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty fun. Anna Sprout liked it. Here's a page you might like. I actually really like this spread. Like the colors are just really very vibrant. I love the posterization effect there, but then the lines over here. I mean, Nintendo has just dialed in the look of Mario and everything. And I mean, this is just such a classic pose here. The fire flower throwing there. Here we go. This one's a little interesting though. Look at Bowser, huh? That's a new one. I mean, that face, it's just a little more cartoonish. I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, this is a cool book. Last page. Yoshi. So this is another book, Mana Sprout, and I've been reading and whatnot, and it's pretty cool. We might have to do a reading of that along with the other one that I have that I mentioned that we would be doing. Is that a new subscriber? Welcome. Hey, Anime Barrel, gifting a sub to Bestie of Mana. Ah, thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my
and Memory Martin.
It was I who allowed your rebel friends to subscribe to your channel.
Nice. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so, so much. That is super, super kind. Thank you so much. Animate Barrel. I don't
Everything
even.
that
Wait,
has
what?
transpired has done so
Oh!
according to my design. It was I who allowed your rebel friends to subscribe to your channel.
Daiso with the emotes. Daiso. Animate Barrel. Seriously, you thank you so much. Oh man. Oh, Yoda
Is that a new
Stein!
subscriber? Welcome.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Animate Barrel, thank you so much. I missed you, man. Oh, I missed you too. I have. This is why I did this stream. I wanted to catch up with you. Shucks. I really did. I was like I'm missing everybody. We don't need any games or any kind of goal. We just need to sit here, chat, and have which to me this has been an awesome stream. I'm enjoying it. I'm done for now. For now. Animate Barrel, thank you so much. I seriously appreciate that. Essie Leslie's in the house too. What? Ooh, yeah. Memory Martin, I'm still up for time traveling for the bug off and fishing tourney. Ooh. Essie, how are you? Aw. This is great because a lot of times when Essie comes in, I get to just gush over Essie Leslie. But then ah! Animate Barrel just couldn't keep away from that gifted sub button. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. But yes, anytime Essie comes in, I usually gush over Essie's amazing personality and stream and all that stuff. But then we don't get a chance to chat because I'm usually in the middle of something, right? But this is a stream where I'm just chatting. So how are you doing, Essie? What is up? What are you doing today? Oh my gosh. Mana bottles for all. Animate Barrel says, I love it. Hey, I need to figure out how to do some animated emotes. I guess my friend Umbra Quiaz, I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I guess she learned how to do some animated emotes. So I don't know if Ginny can do animated emotes. I might reach out to Umbra and find out. Maybe she can do animated emotes from my emotes. I really just don't know how it works yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I've been thinking a lot about how I'm going to be restructuring the overlays and layout of my content. I'm kind of going to be tweaking some things and messing with it a bit more. The last couple of videos I did, I experimented with just something which I thought worked really well, where I used this, camera angle and everything, but then I just shifted myself over to the side when I wanted to show something, but I didn't necessarily need to show everything. I didn't need to show all in a full 16:9 kind of thing. And I just had a simple little black bar and just had the content on the side. And I thought it worked well. And I moved this right. Whoa, it's hard to there we go. I moved this over to here on the other side. And I thought that worked well. So I'm going to have to mess around with it and mess around with what I'm doing on the streams. Essie says, going good. I just wanted to say, hey, hanging with David. Oh, please tell David that I say hi. And shout outs to both. Can we get some shout outs for Essie Leslie and David V. Kimball? Because they are good people. I'm very honored to be a part of Family Friendly Live, and to promote family friendly content on the internet. And just happy to be doing this alongside them. Two really great people, couple in love, and so yeah. And if you don't know either of them, they're worth checking out. That's for sure. Thanks for getting those shout outs there, Memory Martin. I do appreciate that. Well, cool. I guess then I won't keep you. I always appreciate it, even if you can just come in and say hello. So thanks for doing that. But yeah, if you want to chat more, you want to kind of catch up a bit, I'm totally down with that. But it sounds like you got some plans, so just hang out, enjoy, have a good one. Daizo says, anyway, Super Mario World, the After Years 2, not an easy game, but I'm having fun developing stuff for it. Fun. I mean, that's what's important, right? That's what's important. Yeah, Daizo is actually in our server, our Discord server, Memory Martin. Scooter says, to get the giveaway, you just have to stop by the stream and use 100 of Chaser's Cha-Chings, my currency. It's hilarious. I love it. Hey, listen, I'm going to take a moment and just say, shameless plug. If anyone out there does not follow, if you're enjoying what you see today, I don't know if we have new people or not, but if you are new around here, if you like content around, and
A raid has just been initiated. All high-rank personnel, please
Save that
report
thought.
to the front desk to start the welcoming transmission.
Woo! Welcome on in. We've got JJDB210, Cheppy4444, dude, KL for the wind, Silver Down, and many others. Thank you so much for coming on in. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome on in. My name is Mana. I'm an E for Everyone, family-friendly variety streamer. Focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. Tonight we're just sitting, chatting, hanging out, just chatting stream. I don't do many of these. Maybe I need to do more. There's a lot to catch up on. And thank you for bringing your amazing community over here, JJDB210. I was just about to say, if anyone is new around here, anyone, I don't know that there were new people, but I was just going to say, I am an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer. I play a lot of Nintendo. I'm working through a lot of Zelda games. I love Animal Crossing, but I also love indie titles, retro on original hardware, and I'm on YouTube. And I've been doing a lot more on YouTube as of late. I need to do more, though, because the last couple of weeks, as I was sharing at the beginning of the stream, has been packed for me. I've been on call and being made very well, made use of very well by the hospital for which I work. And so I have not had a lot of time. Been a little bit behind on the content creation, but I'm trying for at least a couple of videos a week and a couple streams a week as well. What were you streaming, JJ? If you don't know JJ, a member of Family Friendly Live, another family friendly streamer, someone who has a lovely family and often streams with them and alongside them. So I hope that stream was awesome. You're playing golf. Like Mario Golf? Was it the new Mario Golf game? If so, that one looks awesome, and I want to play it. Golf. Oh, golf with your friends, of course. Yeah. I have never actually played that. I'd like to at some point. Lots of fun. Oh, good. Yeah, I believe I might have it even, but I've never actually played it. Maybe we could play sometime, JJ. That'd be super cool, actually. Were you playing with another streamer or just yourself? And welcome on in to everybody in the JJ community. JJDB210. I don't know why. I always have to say your name, like the full name. or I could say JDB 210. JDB 210. It's all good. Most just say JJ. But I always feel like I want to say JJDB210. Or I could say JJDB210. How goes the Zelda series? Oof. Oof, that's a big oof. So, yeah, I was just talking about that. I was planning next week. I want to finish up Link's Awakening because I kind of got stuck on that. I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to really do a lot of the content creation that I need to and want to. So, so it kind of stalled. I'm still working through Link's Awakening. We'll do CDI games next, but we're still working our way through it. Don't you fret. No, Memory Martin, I'm actually curious about this. Mana, did you see that Seth changed his Twitch name recently? I didn't, but I did see he changed his Twitter name. It looked like to his full name. What is his Twitch name now? It's no longer 8-Bit Dad 7DC. You'll get it, JJ says. I'm sorry. You'll get it, JJDB210 says. Okay, so it's now Seth Haskell. There you go. Well then. You picked up Super Rush, Scooter says. Nice. That's the Cruisin', right? Cruisin'. I want to get that at some point. It's all good. Yeah, okay. And apparently because of the name change, it screwed up his widget, which means it screwed up for me too. Oh, really? But it's working. Look. Check this. Check this out. Boom. See? Popped up. No probs. It's weird. I wonder why it did that. No problem for me. But speaking of animations, I was actually going to talk about this a little bit. So I'm kind of working on some ideas for how I'm going to redo stuff. I'm going to change my backgrounds yet again. I'm going to redo my layout, and I am going to actually place my video on this side of the screen now, as opposed to this side. Reason being, the way that I'm oriented now, you can see, I'm facing off that direction. There we go. I'm facing that direction. Whatever. Cameras are hard. I'm thinking of Cruise and Blast. Okay, no, what? Oh, Super Rush, Mario Golf. Oh, nice, Scooter. I want to get that too. But because I'm facing at an angle, the way that this angle is now, if I am on, the side that I have been on forever, since I've had either a webcam or whatever, then I'm facing off the screen. I don't like that. So I want to get on the other side, so I'm facing the content, and then it reads, I always thought it made sense for it to be me first, because you sort of read me. That's where the content really should be. But then I'm thinking, if I'm playing a game, a lot of people are going to want to see that first, so that it makes sense, because you read it left to right. You see the game first. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to move that over there. And I have a few other things where I want to just tweak sizing and make it a little bit, make the game a little larger and me a little smaller, that kind of stuff like that. And Yori wants to know when they can guide me in Link's Awakening. Well, next week. I'll definitely next week. Okay, time for heading to bed. JJ says, but we'll be lurking later's ! Lurk. I still need to put in that lurk command. Don't know why I don't. But yeah, I also would love, these are long-term goals, but in terms of design and animations, I'd like to redo, like, for example, on my starting soon screen, right? You see all of the text there, or if you were to go to my standing by screen, or, promotions screen, all of these kinds of things. What I want to do is I actually want to take the lettering that I did, I redo it a little bit. I have a different font now that's a little bit rounder. It's like very similar to Montserrat, but the instead of the straight lines, straight angles at edges of letters and things like that, it's actually rounded. So I want to use that font, start using that and kind of doing that more. It's the one I've been using on my video thumbnails as well. And I also would like to add, for a few words, this thing where the letters are actually all a little bit different angles. Kind of like, think a little bit sort of like Mario, actually. How they're just a little bit rotated, some of them, that kind of thing. And just to kind of make it a little more fun, just a little less clinical, for the lack of a better word. So I'm thinking about that. I also want to add some animations. So, or a long-term goal, I'd love to redo my animations. Actually, I'd love to hire someone who works with CG and could actually create a model of me that is sort of like my me, and sort of like the thing I use, the Apple version of me, like like that one, right? So kind of a cross between these two things, right? And what I was thinking is that it'd be really cool to have that model and then actually have some animation. So I'd redo the animations that drop here, the ones where I like run out. And I would love to have, me running out, nice smooth animation. And then depending on what it is, a different thing happens. So what I would love for cheering is that for smaller cheers, anything maybe like under a dollar, under 100 bits, I'd come out and I'd sort of like stop and then pull out two sparklers, and they'd have on the tips of them like the 1 bit, symbol, and I'd kind of be like waving the sparklers around, and then like kind of twirl them and put them back, and then run back out. For the other ones, I'd run out and I'd like set off like a mortar, and then the bits would come out in the big fireworks like you're used to, like what I used to have, but sadly has gone away because of the technology changing. And then, for the ones where there's a chance of winning the song, that could be a thing. Where maybe, I'm just realized I'm not sure if that's working right now. Anyway, so lots of things to think about, but yeah. And then for people that follow, it could be like me running out and kind of doing like a wave, something like that, maybe, because it would be like, hey, welcome, new friend. For things like subs, it could be me coming out and like doing like a heart or something like that. Again, I haven't thought about those ones as much, but it'd be cool to have those, and then redo like the ones that I use for Seth's plugin, just to have it be that same sort of thing. I could always redo even the things like on the standing by image, right? Just a simple rotating image of me tapping my foot. All of these could be done, and same as the starting soon. I could just have kind of an excited one, maybe me looking around, that kind of thing. So I'd love to do that at some point. That's like if I ever kind of make it in terms of content creation where, I can afford to hire some people to do these things, this is what I would do. And I would get some custom things down here as well. I do like this, but there's things I would tweak. I feel like this is close to perfection in terms of what I want, because it's just simple but very easy to read. What do you think? Do you think the bottom bar is easy to read? What do you think of my alerts and my bottom bar? I'm curious now. Daizo's been catching up on Bad Batch. Nice. I cannot wait. I haven't watched any of them yet. I'm definitely going to. Mandalorian's awesome. Clone Wars. I'm behind on Bad Batch, but I'm watching through Mandalorian right now with Ms. Mana, which is really cool. Random question. Memory Martin asks, how many audio clips do you have for each of your alerts? At least 5 for each one. Or maybe that's a bit much. At least 3 for each one. Some of them I think I only have like 3 or 4. I think your overlays are really advanced for the size of your channel. I usually don't see that level of polish except in larger streamers, Animate Barrel says. Thank you. Pretty easy for me to read, Scooter says. Well, all of my alerts, all the animations, so here's the thing, like the animation of me running out here, how I did it is back when Mitomo was a thing, the app Mitomo, I took video, actually, I don't know if it was video. I think it was video. Yeah, I took video of the animations, and no, I should have. Now I would do things differently, but no, I wasn't video. I took screenshots of the different animations, and I imported those. I did it such a derpy way. I would do it so differently now. But anyway, so I wish Mitomo was still a thing, because I then took those animations, those screenshots of the animations, imported it into Photoshop, and made a frame-by-frame animation of the loop, kind of the way that I wanted it. So, it wasn't a smooth, that's why it kind of has that stilted look, which I don't mind. It looks like stop motion to me. And I wouldn't even mind that, in the future. I think stop motion, that kind of look would look cool. But it was really more of a byproduct of the way I did this, instead of taking a full video and then converting it to a series of images and then, doing whatever I wanted to do. I had a series of images and made a GIF out of it. Those sidebar ones, I took the image of me running and I moved it along frame by frame. It's a frame by frame animation. I did it literally frame by frame, piece by piece, and then I skid to a stop. I stand there. I kind of, put my arms up or whatever it is. And then I have it, zoom out. That is a frame by frame Photoshop animation I did. The ones up here, what I did is I took the Apple, whatever, I forget what it's called, the face thing, whatever it's called, Memoji or whatever. And I took that and recorded it and then plugged that into my video editing software, saved it as a GIF, imported that GIF into Photoshop, and then cut down the frames and sort of looped it and edited it a bit more into the square, into the box, and all that stuff. So it looks smoother, but that's because I had more frames to work with, and I don't mind. I didn't want to sort of tackle that piece of it, trying to cut more and more frames until finally it would just be, look kind of like the others as stop motion. I figured that was just too big of a project, so I just kind of did what I did and looped them. And then like this here is actually just a series of 2 images that I have. I don't know if you ever noticed that those actually change. That sometimes I'm like and sometimes it's because there's just 2 images on, or actually several images. This was, there's been an evolution in how I've done things, but at the point in time when I did this, I had several images in a folder. I like duplicated them. There's only 2 images, 2 distinct ones, but I copied them multiple times and I put them in a slideshow set for random, so it'll randomly cycle through the images. And because of that, because they're, there's multiple copies, sometimes I'm smiling for a long time, sometimes I'm laughing for a long time, sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long, and it's staggered. It's not just like a loop that's the same. You can't trace that loop. It's always a little different. So that's how I did that, which actually works. It's not a bad way to do it. It's just... Thank you so much, Metal Ryan Gamer.
Yo, mana, how is it going?
It's going. I like that. It's going well. Thank you, my friend. Oh, and you saw it. That was the thing. See how it popped out like that? Anyways, Scooter says, I still love my Star Fox subscribe alert with Daiso Devon and Evil Guy's assistance. You're becoming more like a streamer, Daiso says. I still crack up at that line, Scooter says. And Wait Barrel says, I still try to figure out what triggers them. I know the lull one is one. Yep. Lull is a 1. Lull. Boop. Right there. Yep, that's one of them. What I kind of would like to do... See, I could do this, actually. There we go. And Dash says, yep, cheer is 1 too. One thing I could do, and I thought about doing here, is I could... If I made the GIF, do 1 cycle, and then added frames after that of just transparent frames for the duration I have my alert up here actually run for, then it would only do 1 cycle of it. And I actually want to do that. I want to go back and do that. Does that make sense? So the GIF right now just repeats. And I don't believe there's a way with Seth's plugin to just have it do like 1. It shows an image for a set amount of time. So the GIF is on a continuous loop. It just keeps looping. So what I'm wondering is if I could set it to transparency. I think it's like an 8-second amount of time, or maybe it's less, 4 that it's up there. Whatever it is. Let's say it's 8. I think that's too long, but let's say it's 8 seconds up there. So let's say that the GIF duration is however long, 4 seconds. But whatever it is, I would add up to, so it would get to like 9 seconds length for a full playthrough, but the 5 seconds after that 4-second GIF would just be transparency, meaning then up here it's going to show one cycle through and be done. I think that's it. How do you get the emotes to trigger it? Memory Martin says. All you have to do is just put in the emote code, and it does it. Mike Tron, hello. Metal Ryan Gamer, thank you so much for 5 months of subscribing. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Metal Ryan Gamer? It is so lovely to have you here. You're chilling here. Got done doing the dishes. Right on. Mike Tron, sup peeps. Oh, man, see, this is so good. It's so good to just hang out with y'all. Listen, once again, shameless plug. If anybody is new here and you don't know who I am, please do check out please consider following. Check out my YouTube if you don't. I do. I haven't in the last couple days. It's been a wild couple weeks, but I'm trying to do a couple videos at least a week, as well as a couple streams, and and also I'm on Twitter, and I post a lot on there. Discord, I love Discord, but I just have not really been able to be committed to be on there. But I know a lot of other people, a lot of our amazing friends of Mana are just really connecting on there, and I appreciate that so much. And the Mega Queen is in here. How are you doing, Sam? Daiso Devon says D's chord. I like it. Scooter says, yeah, Artiman, I say, welcome, new subscriber. All aircraft report. Evil guy is Falco. I admit you're getting better, Chaser. And Daiso Devon is Peppy. You're becoming more like a streamer. I love that. That's actually awesome. That is awesome, Scooter. No joke. That is amazing. You need to get a Slippy based line. Wing damage. That is so cool. All the friends of Mana showing up tonight. So cool. Right, Dash? See, all we needed to do, we just needed to, chat. That's it. I'm sure you've seen it play out. I have, actually. It is really cool, though. So Scooter actually got me a gift of Mally Mallard for Steam, and we gotta do some video on that. Scooter, so Chaser actually is working on a video that I submitted something for, and I'm really excited to see it. I don't know. Do you have any idea when that's going to come out, Scooter? My stuff is very much more my own music and melodies. Hey, that works, Daiso. I love that too. I love it too. But yeah, I'm mostly focused on Nintendo stuff. Zelda, we're getting back to that. Some Animal Crossing. I got to work on my island. I've been working a little bit on it, but I could definitely use some more people coming and helping. I'm like for reals wanting to do a Virtual Boy stream now. Like, I for reals just want to play the Virtual Boy right now. Also, that device right there, the Mario Game & Watch. I took that. I was working at a facility a little bit farther away. I was playing it. I brought it for lunch, and I was just playing it during lunch. I was playing Super Mario Brothers 2, what we know as the Lost Levels, and oh my gosh, I've never actually really played the original version. I played it on the All-Stars version and never really beat it, but I was thinking that would be a fun thing to stream at some point. Memory Martin says, do you need any particular flowers? It's been raining on my island nonstop. I mean, honestly, I don't even know because there's a lot of stuff I'm missing, but I don't know what I have. So you're hoping in 2 weeks we have over 10 people who've submitted videos. It takes a while to edit all that. So no worries, Scooter, but I do hope it comes. And then I have a little special extended version I'll be posting of my contribution to his video on my channel, and also directing people to go and check out his video because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. But listen, everybody, I think that's about going to do it for me. We've hit 10 o'clock. I'm tired. That was 2 hours. And I do need to get some sleep. I've got a few things tomorrow I'll be doing, and I've got a lot of things to catch up on. Sleep being one of them. So, friends, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out. Do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye. A Metal Ryan gamer is never late. He is always precisely on time. I just had a thought. I definitely need to, when I update some of these scenes, add the text, the chat, because it would be so cool. As I'm ending the stream, I've got this screen up and all of your amazing words just pop up. Like Memory Martin says, "Peace and love, everyone." Dash says, hope you catch a break soon, Mana. Thanks for hanging out with us. Daizo says, peace, love, and plants. Scooter says, great stream, my friend. Do good and be well, everyone. Stay safe. Dash says, very well done, streamer. Keep your secrets. Daizo says, very true. I think that would be cool. I could do it on my raid one as well. Also, there was something else I was going to do, which I don't remember what it was now. I had this idea. My friends. And what was it? I can't remember now. Yeah, let me look. I might have it actually in a note. Let me just look. Because I had this idea of something to do at the end of streams that I thought would be really fun. But like I don't remember right now. Oh, is it gonna let me? Ah, shoot, I can't log in there. I'll have to look into it. It might have been something like a comment of the stream, or you could suggest something, or highlights of the stream, or what was a highlight of your. I don't remember. Something to do with highlights. I wrote it down. It was a brilliant idea. You'll probably see that come. Too good and be well. Again, stay safe and healthy, and I'll catch you next time. And this is gonna have chat in the future. Okay. Good night, everyone. Much love. Bye.